Yeah, you chose to mute yourself. Yeah, it says.
I did not choose anything. These computers don't like me. It's sabotage. AI is already taking over. This is their small vestiges. All right. Sorry about that, folks. It's not near as embarrassing as the YouTube video I just filmed today, where I nearly burned myself. All jokes aside, I smell like a bonfire. Laurel and I just got in about 15 minutes ago from working bees. It was about 70 degrees today, and I hope that your bees are doing good. And we have a lot of things to talk about with the Bee Expo. So Chris has been working very hard, and I've been trying to help him where I can and not get in his way. And we just have a lot of exciting things for you. Our speaker lineup just continues to, I think, look more impressive. We added an addition today, which was not planned, but sometimes happy little accidents. We have several folks that have come for years and people that it's the first time, second time, and Fred Dunn. We have people all the way from Fred, and then we have 70 degrees. How do they handle it? They love it. The bees are just out there sunning, working on their tan. Honestly, what they're looking at right now is where's the pollen, where's the nectar? There's none of it. All right, let's go bug the beekeeper. And we have been feeding them quite a bit just to get them where we want them to. I say quite a bit. Yeah, about 300 gallons is what I've fed the last month or so. Some of them didn't need any feed at all. But mainly we're here to talk about the North American Honeybee Expo. But if someone has a beekeeping question, we may entertain that. But primarily, any questions that you all may have. And there's a lot fixing to go down. Workshops are going to open up. For those who haven't seen the schedule, it is really great. Chris has done a good job of not only providing who's speaking and when, but there's also descriptions on the talks, and we're still receiving some of those from some of the speakers. So definitely be watching the website over the next few weeks, because there's going to be a lot of changes as far as, maybe there's a speaker you're not sure which one of the two to go to. Maybe they don't have their descriptions in yet. And so there will be some changes, and it'll help you make your decision. Chris, you want to talk about that a little bit, of the best way people can navigate the schedule and all that?
Yeah, sure thing. Here, let's pop it right up here. Let's get the party started.
Boom, boom, boom. And we're also going to need some honey from you guys, like lots of it.
I'll make a note on that real quick. Anyone looking to donate their honey to the let's do this one. Yeah, there we go. Anyone who's looking to donate to the crazy coffee guy, Sean. The health code violations are steep if we don't follow their rules. So all they ask is that we make sure all the honey is properly labeled in real jars as if you were selling them. So if you do plan to be able to do that kind of thing, to donate that or even enter into the honey swap, make sure that you have honey jars that are labeled properly and all that kind of stuff. So as for the expo schedule, if you go out to the website, you'll be able to see right here in the top under schedule. So this schedule is also tied directly into the app that we're going to be using. And from there, you will be able to see everything you need to in terms of the tracks on the right hand side here. So we have apitherapy, our general topics. We have genetics and treatment free, hive management, our honey show schedule, speakers who are talking about marketing, our next gen program, any panels we might have, pest management in the hives, research discussions, tropolalaps discussions, winterizing talks, on our world famous workshops. Those are all things that you are able to click in here.
So what happens if you click
snag? So if you click in here, give me just 1 second.
Let's say click tropolalaps. Oh, we've got some guests. See, usually that's my job.
You're good.
Now Chris is having.
Tropolalaps. So I would like to. So right now, when you go to the website and all of these tracks are active. So if you'd like to deactivate them all and just see one topic, you'll go up here to the all, and you'll click that little button, and then you'll be able to select day by day what is discussed. So if you're, for instance, looking at maybe genetics and treatment-free and tropical lapse, maybe pest management, you'll be able to see what is being discussed for that track. So this is pest management specifically.
And that's for Thursday.
This is for Thursday, yep. And if you click on Friday here at the top, you'll be able to see Friday's discussions, whether that's from Maggie Gill or Dr. Jeff Pettis. And then again, as Cayman alluded, we do have descriptions on most of these topics here. And if you click the read more, it'll pop open a nice little description and give you some information
on why or why not you should go to that one.
Yep, and what's really neat too, if you're someone who's looking for, and you click back and it'll take you back here. So if you're someone who's very interested in maybe Dr. Robin Underwood, and you want to see more about what she's doing at the expo, on any of her different schedule spots, you can click speakers page. And when you click on that, it'll actually take you to a spot here where you'll be able to see all the different talks she's giving, in addition to one of the workshops that she's handling. Two of the workshops she's handling and one of the talks she's giving. I'm sorry. She has 2 workshops here in E2 on Thursday and on Saturday. And on Friday, she's giving a talk. So you are able to go speaker by speaker if you are interested in looking to see, what classes they're doing, what workshops they're doing, as well as the schedule is large. So
yeah, and that's the cool thing. If you're going for a couple specific speakers that you're fans of, it's really easy. There's several different ways to approach that. There's more information, and the rooms are in there as well. So Chris already mentioned that, but that's what I really like is I know they're going to be speaking at this time in this room. And in the event guide, there's a map. There's also a map on the website. You can approach it from the app. I don't want people pulling me to the side again this year, and it's going to happen. And they're going to be like, Cayman, I can't find anything. And then I'm like, have you looked at your event guide? Well, what's the event guide? Have you looked at the website? Well, what's the website? So Chris has pulled out all of the stops. There's no excuses anymore. Everything can be found. But there is a lot of stuff, and we do understand it's hard to get to everything. But it should be easier than ever for all of those things.
So I answer Anderson Homestead's question, rather. Sorry. So the app hasn't launched yet because we're tying up some loose ends on our end right now with all of the. We're actually right in the middle of the event guide and all the new. We actually have a whole new format for the name tags this year. So we have a lot of new stuff going on. So the deadline for that is now. In the app, I have a couple things I just want to button up because once you open up Pandora's box, we can't close it. So in the app, though, what's really neat is there is a complete interactive map. So what that means is, unfortunately, there's no real web version I can show you. But basically, it's the entire trade show map. If you're interested and you're saying, hey, I don't know that the trade show had a floor map yet out. So if you actually go in here to trade show on our main menu, the 2026 floor plan is out. There have been some modifications to it in terms of vendor spots. We've added 2 vendors in the last week or 2.
Yeah, we've had one of them just canceled and it opened up a spot or 2.
Yep. So I know that the names are small on the right side, but that's because we have a lot of fantastic vendors. We have approximately 135 to be precise. And so this map is out there, but this map is also inside the app and it's interactive. So you'll be able to search like a room name or a room number. So for instance, the Honey Show, it's behind our heads. The Honey Show is over here in E4. And so if you forget that, not only are there signs throughout the Expo Center itself, but you'll be able to click on Honey Show and it'll take you to that room. It'll point it out on the app. But if you're in the trade show and you're like, hey, I really want to know where Cowan is at, instead of finding the giant shiny metal booth, you'll be able to go into the app, type in Cowan, and they'll magically appear. Yes, we will definitely let everyone know when it launches. We're really excited about doing it. We just want to do it correctly. And there's a lot of really, I'll be honest, it's a lot of default junk that's in the app, like when we first purchased the app. And so I just haven't had the time to go through and call it all out because there's a lot of it. So
and Chris is a little nervous. I told him that if he doesn't get it right this first time, then we just may have to look elsewhere. That's right. We're very high standards around here. Mistakes are not allowed to happen ever at the Bee Expo. There's some questions, Chris. I think that we go ahead and answer those before we move on to the next thing, so we don't lose these questions. And so. I'm going to start back up at the top. I think there's 4 right now that I'm thinking of. So the first one is, Chris, looking forward to being able to see what we can order ahead of time. Thanks.
Perfect.
And so in regards to like the vendors and stuff like that, what should people be expecting and what's kind of the hang up for some of that?
Yeah. So great question.
Thank you.
Okay. Michael, if you wanted to hit me up with those, I can. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, hit me up with those, please. So in terms of the trade show floor map and the vendors here, you'll see they're all alphabetized, and you'll see some of them have a little link under their information that says the 2026 conference deals. So some vendors list deals specifically for the Bee Expo. Some people just have their regular deals, or maybe they already have Black Friday deals. Mm-hmm. So any vendors who have specific deals for us that notify us, because we're not mind readers of 135 companies. But if they let us know, you'll be able to click on.
How many vendors though haven't gotten them to us yet at this point though?
That's the problem. I don't know how many vendors have them. I'd say we probably have 20 to 30 deals right now, total. But we're getting some by the day. So some like Apis Tactical have a flyer like this, where it's not a website, it's just a flyer, just to let you know you can enter their code on the website. While others, and there's, again, I'm just picking 2 that I know just off the top of my head real quick. I know that so Apis Tactical has a flyer. And someone like John has an actual website built out in addition to his separate website for the expo. And again, John and Apis Tactical both have Jeff at Apis Tactical both are just one example. We have lots of vendors who have these things out there.
So while we're
just letting them know
on John Hill, right there is the global patties. If you could kind of. Yeah. So if anyone who's wanting to get in on the semi-load of global patties, John Hill is graciously taken over that whole thing for us because we don't want to have to fool with it. We're busy running the show. John's he's able to handle the logistics, and so he's helping us do that this year. Obviously, his angle is he wants you guys to stop by his booth, as if that was a problem anyways. But that really helps us out a lot, and I know that John's going to get it done. So anyone who's wanting those semi-load of pollen patties, this is the deal. You can get it at the expo only for $2.10 a pound, and get it while the getting's good, because once the semi-load is full, and we've sold out the last 3 years in a row, once it's full, we just can't get anymore. So if you're wanting any of the global patties, you just go to John's website, you order through there. The nice thing is you pay there. It's done. You show up. John's got it for you. You go to the Hilco booth and tell John to hurry it up. Cayman says that he's in the way again, and that's a problem. So I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people are asking about the global patties. So just keep, again, watching the website because, like Chris said, more people are adding stuff to this website by the day. And then there was a lady, Christy Unthank, I think, who said it. It was asking about who are the new vendors. One of them you were just looking at, if you'll scroll up a little bit, Chris, just a little bit further. Okay, a little bit more further than I thought. It's in the bee section, which is like half the section. There we go. There it is. So the Bee Breeding Center is one of the new companies, and we had a long list of people that we could look into bringing to the show, but we only had like 2 10x10s open up, and so we wanted to get something that was unique and that we didn't have. And this is the lift that I have, and also Mike Berry has, and other beekeepers. And this is made in Canada. And so he's bringing that to the show, and he actually has a deal, but he has just started doing this. This is his first year. So if you're looking into those machines, I cannot remember what the discount was. Maybe it was 10%, maybe 15. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know if he gave it to me yet.
He just posted it to Facebook, I think the day before. Okay. But it's, anyways, sometimes if you're really looking for something specifically, reach out to the companies. And because some of them they're busy people. They're running their companies. They're busy too. We understand it, but
they're at the California Beekeepers Association meeting, the Texas Beekeepers Association meeting.
So, you all reaching out and saying, hey, I can't find them. That really kind of raises kind of a thing that, hey, there's a need for this and we need to get this done. And that being said, we have another question or two. Oh, Bob's got one too. So all the hip people like Bob have them. Join the club. And let's see here. We have some more questions. Chris?
Good. Do you want me to rattle some? Okay.
Is there a sign up for conferences, first timer?
I'm assuming you'd mean workshops, or I mean, if you're talking about sign up for the conference in general, on our website we have the link to the ticket page here. And all the information's here. We're getting awful close to our last bump in the ticket price. Mm-hmm. So if you are interested in getting in before the price goes up again, you got till November 30th. But yeah, the ticket price is here. A little bit of information. That's if you were trying to buy tickets for the expo. If you were talking about the workshops,
yeah, that's a good segue. Let's go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, the workshops, the post that no one read the whole thing from. So, yeah. So in years past, again, we really do listen to everyone's feedback. I'll say I get to hear a lot of it. I know Cayman does too, but I get to hear maybe a little more than Cayman does. But
you do these days, because that was part of your job description, was taking the abuse. Thanks, Chris.
You're
working like a rented mule.
Well, and again, there's so many things that we do today that we've picked up from the advice, and it only makes us run better. So no complaints here. But the workshops, there's more logistics behind these than anyone would ever imagine. Just each of these classes, these workshops, the level of detail that the showrunners, us, go through, as well as the actual people running the class, it's a lot. So we, in the past, we've just pushed them live on a day, and it was first come, first serve, which was difficult because a lot of people missed out on them because there's only 10 to 15 to 20 spots per class, and there's only a finite number. So what we decided to do this year was we put them all out here. We do have a lot more classes, as you can see, than we have in the past. A lot more. I think we've over doubled what we have in the past. So we have, and I'm not discounting any of these. I'm just walking through the general classes we have. So we have introduction to microscopy on a couple different levels. We have more of an advanced microscopy class. We have 2 different mead making classes. They're the same thing. They're just 2 different days. We have 2 different cut comb classes with Gus. We have Tucka Seville coming in. She's going to be doing queen handling, live in person. We have a whole setup for that. So she's going to be bringing some queens up and teaching people how to be able to actually handle, pick up, hold queens, mark them. Mm-hmm. So that'll be cool. This will be our first in the expo live bees experiment. Don't give anything to Sean. I see Sean says he wants one. Don't give Sean any queens.
Sean, the only thing you're going to get is more work to do serving coffee. That's all that we're going to give you.
We do have a 2-day, so it's listed in the schedule twice, but that's because it's a part 1 and a part 2. So the people who take the candle mold making class, you'll basically again have 2 separate classes, but it needs to harden. So
and folks really need to pay attention to these, because some of them, for example, the candle making with Better Bee, you'll be in the workshop one day, And then the next day you're coming back and you go to their booth to finish up. And then where the dancing bee workshop, you're actually going back to the workshop. You're going to it one day, and then the following day you're finishing up, because with the candles, it takes some time for the molds and the wax to set up, and there's different pricing based on how long the class is, but also some of them, like the mead and some of the mold making workshops, you're leaving with a decent bit of stuff. The mead workshop is a full kit that you get to take home with you that will allow you to make more mead in the future, and you're actually making the mead there at the expo. And so they're getting it basically getting it started for you. You take it home and they teach you how to take care of it to make your first batch of mead. But in order for you to do that, again, this is where it's important to read all this. You have to bring some of your own honey to be able to make it there with them. But if you just want to go and you don't want to make it there and you just want the kit and do it when you get home, that is fine. But it's really important to read all of these things.
Yep. So if you go, for instance, what Cayman's alluding to, if you click into a class, I know it. So let me finish real quick with these workshops will all go live this Friday, November 21st at noon Eastern time. We thought that was the most fair. We do have a lot of international people coming. We have people from over in Europe. We have people from the West Coast. So I felt that was a fair time instead of being. I know that a lot of people are at work, but if you do it later in the evening, you have people there. No time is perfect for everyone.
This is Chris's idea, folks. If you have a problem,
that's all my idea.
This was all Chris's idea.
Blame it on me. That's fine. So noon, all of these classes will go live, and at that point, basically 1 hour before the whole page is going to go down behind the scenes, I will add in all the number of classes, and then what's going to happen is it'll be pushed live at noon, and it's first come first serve. To be brutally honest, I don't have a intimate knowledge of how the cart system works inside of Squarespace. So I would say if you're interested in a class, do it as soon as you can. Once we load them in, it says sold out as of Friday noon. If it says sold out, it's sold out. In a rare occasion, we might have an opening, but all tickets purchased for these workshops are final.
And I would like to actually genuinely apologize. We were hoping to get a lot more space at the Expo Center this year. Because we moved from the first week of January to the second week to make it better on our staff, and a lot of people were hoping we would get away. Because this year, if we would have gone a week earlier, it would have been the first, second, and third. There's a lot of people that didn't like that. And it was terrible on our vendors last year. We weren't even that close to New Year's. And so in comparison, we moved it back a week. The problem of it is there's a show in the rooms that we really need setting up for the following weekend, but their show's so big, they're using those other rooms and they're setting up, but we can't get those. And that was where I was hoping to be able to do more workshops in the C part, the South Wing C area. And so that's really limited. We just don't have any more space for them at this time. And we can only do what we can do. And so we are going to address this in January. The spot is open for the next year, and we are going to make it a top priority. I've been telling a lot of people this. I'm cutting my bee operation likely by 5 times just so that we can focus more on this kind of thing. But I apologize because they're going to go quickly. So I hate that it's like that. But honestly, even if we could triple them, I don't know what we'd be able to do. We are doing a little bit better than last year, though. So little by little, we'll get there.
Yeah. So if you guys, thank you, Cayman. If you guys go into each of the workshops, they will spell out again the details, how much they are going to go for, the date, the time, the location, the instructor, and then a description of what you need to do. So, for instance, for this mead, if you want to do dry, they're telling you to bring 3 pounds of honey. If you want to do sweet, they're telling you to bring 4 pounds. So all of those details for the workshops are all inside each of these. Okay, so here, let me click through some of these questions. Again, we love the questions are good. I'll get to them here. Okay, so Greg, going back to your question. So every vendor is different. Some vendors are much larger than others, etc. So some vendors are going to be handling pre-orders at their booth. Some will tell you to go to a different location to pick up your purchase. Some are going to tell you to come back at a different time to pick up your purchase. So every vendor is going to be different. So that's something you want to check into those vendors with. They should be communicating with you individually, especially if they have a limited time where they want you to bring stuff in. In terms of, yeah, Cayman, go ahead.
No, if it's the same question, just
it's Greg had a couple questions I was just going to hit on.
Yeah, just go ahead and finish with Greg, and then.
So it says the policy on hand trucks. So the expo has a policy of no wheeled items being pushed through the front lobby, which is between the front lobby sits between the trade show and the front parking lot. So you're not able to bring any carts, including Hilco's carts, into that front lobby. So if you want to hand cart something out the back there is a back parking lot. If you want to do a hand cart out that way, we have no problem with that. Obviously, we ask you to be respectful. There's lots of people there, so we really want that kind of stuff kept in the back. And then you had this last part here. Which again was kind of all together. So, a lot of people take their stuff out Thursday. Some vendors ask you to come Friday or first thing Thursday. It's really kind of up to you and up to vendors.
Sure. And there's some exceptions to that. Hilco, for example, some of the companies that do a ton of business at the show, they will sometimes schedule with you when you got to pick up. And some people are like, well, that's inconvenient for me. But you just have to understand some of these companies are moving semi-loads of product, and it has to be that way. So if you're ordering from some of the companies that are doing a lot more, you need to be watching out for that as well. We cannot have any significant dollies or anything going through the main lobbies, and we don't. So you got to make sure that you have the appropriate stuff. Something that I'd like to talk about real quick, Chris, and if you could pull up the expo map, I know that kind of takes you out of the workshop, but
nope, I got you right here.
So this is from the crazy coffee guy, Sean, with Copper Canyon, and Man Lake has a cool shipping station. So I want to throw a shout out to Man Lake, and this is the shipping station right up there. Thank you, Chris. And what this is it's something we've never had before, but let's say you're coming from the state of Washington or Canada. They'll ship to Canada as well. And let's say you're buying something from Man Lake or you're buying from a different company. You can use the Man Lake area right there, the Man Lake shipping depot, and you can ship that item. Now, of course, whatever shipping rates are, that's what you're going to pay to have it shipped. But if you find an item that you're in love with and you're like, wow, I'm getting 20% off here and I can't get that in Canada or this part of the United States, I'm going to get this shipped. Man Lake has pretty competitive rates and they're going to handle that for you. So you bring it over there, they'll box it up, or if it already has a box, they'll make sure that it's secure and slap a label on it, and they'll take it back and make sure to get it to you and charge you for whatever the shipping is. So that is a new feature that is for especially folks who aren't able to haul stuff back themselves. So the Man Lake booth itself is a little further down, booth 625. Am I correct? No, that's Cowan. 725 is Man Lake.
Yep.
And yep. So you just go to Man Lake and you can deal with that. Thanks, Sean, for bringing that up.
Yep. Yeah, and then here, while you're talking, Sean, so our coffee this year here is in booth 945, right here. And
yep.
we got tired of putting Sean in the center of everything, so we put him up in the corner.
He was getting in the way.
We put Baby in the corner.
Bob Benny's booth and Randy McCaffrey's booth is right around the coffee station. And so hang out with those guys. And there's also tables back behind the coffee. And it's not just coffee. There's hot chocolate. There's tea. And Rossman is right to the right of the coffee station. And I want to say a huge thank you to Rossman. They are sponsoring the coffee again for probably like the last 4 years they've done the coffee. It's a big expense, and it's very much appreciated by not only us, but my staff and all of you guys too. It's one of the best things at the show. We all like our caffeine and our hot beverages in January.
So I'll hit a quick question. I'm trying to watch them. And if you guys didn't notice, there are 2 streams. There's a mobile stream that's vertical. Some of you are watching it, and then there's a desktop stream, which is more of the traditional style. So for people who watch it on different devices, that's what you're seeing. So somebody asked about Honey Show participants getting in early this year, and we will have those details soon. We don't have the registration set for that yet, but we do intend to have that. While we're touching these things, we'll go to the schedule real quick. There are several items that are before the doors open. The Honey Judge training class begins at 8 a.m.
on
Thursday. So way before the expo opens, way before the Honey Show registration. So they do have a class. If you're interested in it, you can actually go to the Honey Show Judge page on our website. So if you go to our championship page here, you can click on the training council, and you can actually see all the class and all their information there. Mm-hmm. But the information is also in our schedule here as well. So if you click on read more, here's all the info.
Definitely pay attention to those workshops, because some of them are for Thursday. And so for those folks, they will be able to come into the show earlier than everybody else. Specifically for those workshops. The trade show will not be open to them, though, any earlier than what everybody else is going to be able to get to. So once that's done, you're probably just going to be loitering, or we're going to press you into service and have you sweeping floors or something like that. That's what Sean Hunziker is going to be doing once the coffee booth is set up. You can help Sean.
Yeah. So the trade show will not be open for anyone who comes in early. That's
right.
You're in just to kind of hang out. And hang out. Dr. Robin Underwood, she has a. What's up?
Or we just kick them back out and just say.
Yeah, that's fine.
There you go.
So she has her workshop starting at 10 a.m. And then and Kara Ching's class starts at 12:30 as well. So there, again, as Cayman said, there are a couple classes that start beforehand. There's no easy way to see that on the workshop page, but it is noted in the details when you click on them. We have it in order. If you go back to them, we have them in order of when they are. Mm-hmm. So this one's Dr. Robin Underwood. This is the 10 o'clock one. This is the 12:30 one. So again, if you click on the class, you click in here, see when it starts, see the location. So again, people who are registered for this, will reach out to them, let them know how exactly they come in a little early. All those details will be shared with the people that need to know it. So I'll hit this one real quick from Tom. So, I would recommend one of the introduction ones. I think probably the only class I would avoid for an introduction person would probably be Etienne's CSI class. This would be the only one I would avoid for a first-timer. Again, not to avoid the class, but if you haven't taken the class before, and Etienne actually talks about that here, asked for it to be prerequisite of experience or at least last year's workshop.
Yeah, so if you did last year's workshop, or if you're pretty decent with a microscope already, maybe you've done some stuff. These workshops take a little bit of time, just because especially the beginner ones, if you've never used one before, there has to be some training on how to properly use them. So watch out for that one.
Yep.
Chris, quick segue if you don't mind.
Sure. Do you want to answer that question first?
Is Corey doing a class? I haven't seen anything, even though he's coming. Well, Corey, we've tried to get rid of him. He always shows up at our show. Corey is doing a panel discussion and is going to be he's taking all your questions on genetics, treatment-free. But we've had Corey for a number of years now. I'm not sure he's actually going to be giving a lecture. you never know. Corey has jumped in and filled some stuff. He actually is one of the guys I can rely on to throw something together last minute. We literally just talked about that the other day. Corey's a great friend and a good person, but right now he's scheduled to be on a panel discussion, and we're going to probably add one more person to it. We're still pending on who that will be, but Adrian Quiney and Corey Stevens is going to be a great panel discussion, and bring your questions. And so for those of you watching, there's several great panels this year, but our panels, we did it a little bit different last year. I did not like it, and I'm going to go back to the way we've done it in the past. And we are going to have a box up on the stage, and you are going to, there's going to be some paper up there, or you can use your own and write your questions down and submit it into the box. And then I'll be up there, or somebody competent will be moderating those, because sometimes you get two of the same. And sometimes someone asks a question that really deserves to be in a queen rearing Q&A or a general Q&A, or let's someone ask about using a treatment a mite resistant breeding one. We want to keep it really focused on what the main topic is, and so that's why we're doing it that way. Chris, are we going to be able to use the app for that?
Yeah, and that's something neat too. And we'll go over all the app specific features. I'll have multiple videos on that, just so people can understand it, because it is a little complicated, but very powerful. So one thing the app does very neat, and again, we're working on the best way to utilize this. Again, this is all new for us and our team. One really cool tool is every single session has the ability to leave a compliment for the speakers. We'll have a short little survey for each speaker too, as well as you can ask questions. So the speakers who are going to utilize that, I'd guess that probably not all speakers will utilize that, but we will have that feature where you can ask questions to the speaker, and hopefully they'll have some time at the end to be able to answer those from hopefully a moderator is able to help them. So just be a little patient with us where we're going to work through that, but I will be able to give everyone all that information as it gets just a little bit closer here. So
will the app have access to our tickets?
Yeah. Unfortunately, not this year. There is no good enough synergy between our two apps. There's ways that, of course, we could use one and not the other, and vice versa. But all you'll need to make sure you have is when you were sent your original email, there's a QR code with your name and everything else. And if you bought like 5 tickets, it has them all in a row. Unfortunately, I don't have a sample one. But yeah, you look for that email. And when you walk in, you will just bring your little, this is a blank piece of paper, but you bring your ticket in, we'll scan it, and it can only scan one time. And once it's been scanned, then your ticket, or again, maybe 5 tickets, then you're good to come in.
We give you one of these lanyards right here, and you can either print it off. Some people prefer paper, and then a lot of people just have it on their phone. They'll just have a screenshot of it or whatever.
Yep.
Have it saved. Yep, and we can save it. You get your stuff. You'll make sure you keep your lanyards on so that we know that you belong, because we unfortunately do have people that are trying to get in, and it's not always attendees. Sometimes it's companies that are not vendors from other countries who would try to still do things that they're not supposed to, and we've had to get some law enforcement involved once or twice. We would hate to do that to you. I don't like seeing those guys stuff people in the back of trucks and haul them off the premises. So
and to hit on what you're saying too, Cayman, this is actually the first time ever that we will. I guess we technically had the dynos 2 years ago, but that didn't really count because they did so poorly. They said they'd never come back. All seriousness, this is the first time we've ever shared a large space with another expo. So there is another expo happening in the North Wing. If you were there 2 years ago, there were dinosaurs, whatever, in that same space. So that expo is going on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we will actually be utilizing a few more volunteers, as well as our staff to really check name tags. We've talked about that years past. We beyond really mean it this time. You really will not be allowed in without your lanyard and your pass.
And so if you lose yours, sometimes it happens, especially with 3,000 people. We can look you up in the computer system. We have a main desk that you can go to, and we can get you a new one, but it takes a while. But just best not to leave it or lose it. And so it's not like you're going to get kicked out. You just have to go to the front desk and go through the whole rigmarole again. And it'll take you longer than checking in, but it won't be terribly long. And it'll just tick my wife off, and then I have to deal with that. And so it's really not a problem for you, but for me. So I hope Laurel's not watching this. So Kathy says the lectures, I have my tickets for the show. So she asked a question earlier. Yep. Whenever you purchase that ticket, you have access to all of the lectures. You have access to the trade show, the honey show. All of that comes with it. The only thing that's not included in that is the workshops, just because there's a lot of expense that goes into that. And the price really is set for just to get close to breaking even on those, hiring coordinators, bringing in personnel, thousands of dollars worth of microscopes, more supplies each year for the groups, and stuff like that. And we don't always set the prices either. You know, some of these workshops, the people are like, hey, it's going to cost us this much in supplies. And then we have to add a little bit more for like processing fees and stuff like that. So that's why the prices are what they are. I've seen a lot of microscopy classes that are $100 a piece, and ours are $60. So we're trying to keep it as affordable as possible for folks. And I just got word that we're going to be able to add one more workshop for the microscopy, Chris. So, woo, that'll be a really nice. It's another 18 people. So,
yes. So the doors open Thursday at 12:30. 12:30 on Thursday. And again, we will have a process for those who want to enter the Honey Show pre-registration early. I don't have a time for that or a process, but we'll probably be very similar to what we did last year. Anyone who's familiar with how we did the Honey Show last year in terms of pre-registration before we open and after, it'll be similar this year. Do I still have the map open? Perfect. Look at that. It's almost like I planned it. So it's going to be grumpy. So everyone will enter down from, that's a problem. Here we go. There we go. So everyone's going to be able to enter from down here in the corner. There we go. And last year we used E1 for the Honey Show registration. And that room will actually be being used. So we're actually going to have people come up through the hallway and in through the left door. And this area all in here will be the Honey Show registration, with both E3 and E4 here, these two rooms. These two rooms will be the Honey Show again, as they were every year. But the registration will be just behind it. So everyone will be able to come in and go up this way right in here, and it allows the judges to come right in. A lot of feedback we had last year. A lot of people loved the way they did it, but some people asked that if they could unpack and prep their exhibits at a table, and the judge could come to them. They're going to be doing that this year. So I think there's like 10 or 12 tables set up. So 1 to 2 people, I guess, at each table. They'll handle all those details, but that's forthcoming. Oh my goodness, yeah.
So this,
can you tell there's a lot of things to talk about?
Yeah. So and we are. Hey, Paul, I hope you're doing really good down there in Florida. And tell your husband I said, hey, he's a pretty cool guy. You know, Paula, you need to help with some of the conference, because I know you get bored really easily, and we have a coordinator spot that I know you'd be perfect for, because you love running conferences and all the crazy logistics. I've seen it. You love it. So all jokes aside, to answer your question, that's really not a joke. Help me, Paula. Are you taking raffle donations for the silent auction? We totally are. And so that would be really appreciated. Every cent of that goes and more to the youth. And we have our biggest group ever. These kids are great. And even a lot of the next gen from previous years, some of them are helping us with volunteering and stuff this year.
Yeah.
and a couple of them have helped us for a couple of years. We want to keep them involved and to keep being encouraged and become tomorrow's educators. And so several of them are doing great. So yes, 100% of the silent auction, anything from, if it's a lot of it's companies, and I thank you companies for all the thousands of dollars you've donated to the youth over the years. Rossman just let us know that they're donating 3 hive kits this year. They usually do that every year. And they usually add a couple more stuff to the silent auction. So yeah, bring all kinds of stuff. And it's not just the companies. There's Marianne Sears was in here earlier. There's people like that bring some of their crafts to the show. I don't know, several of you that came last year will remember that table that was made that was really cool and handmade. That was the Sears, and it raises a lot of money for these kids. And these families a lot of times don't have a ton of money for this kind of stuff, and we get it. They have 3 or 4 kids, especially if they're homeschooled. 2x that a lot of times, 8 kids. So it's everything goes towards those kids, and we appreciate that. Paula, real quick though, if you're interested in maybe helping me out with some coordinating, I'll throw a couple bones your way. I know you can do it, and I'm desperate. Please help me. All right. Enough begging. Back to more questions.
Yeah, we got a ton of questions we want to hit here.
Like this one.
Sure.
Oh, this is in response to the other guy's question. Whoops.
Yep. So new vendors. Man, we have probably 30 to 40 new vendors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you want to hit on a couple that you're really excited about? I mean, there's so many. I would really feel bad. I mean, if we missed them. I mean, we have a newer attention treatment style for hives using heat. We have 2 or 3 different. Yeah. I would say we have 2 or 3 different vendors coming this year. I would just say keep your mind open, reserve judgment. It could be the next cure to something that we don't know about. Sure. And so again, I know a lot of people have told me why reinvent the wheel, but that's it. Sometimes there's reasons for those changes. So we have vendors. We have vendors like that. We have the hive lifter this year.
I'm excited that there's going to be a Hummer Bee at the show. I'm excited to have the lifter company. There's several new treatment products or advancements. Again, like Chris was saying, there's some of them that, maybe that we've had some of this before, but this is a more refined version that's supposed to be more effective. And there's a lot of things, there's several new companies and companies that are just a couple of years old that are innovating. And even some of the bigger companies are innovating some stuff as well. There's a ton of new stuff this year. There's way too many things to even remember. Yep. So it's really good to see. And honestly, that's one of the important parts of this show is everyone's now feels more competitive because it creates more competition because they see when the other companies are doing it and, oh man, they feel it. And we can't be losing to this. So what are we going to do next year? And that should be every business mindset. What are we going to do this next year? How are we going to top what we did? Not just with the trade show, but just throughout their business. And I think it's a good business model for all the companies. So there's a lot of cool stuff.
Okay. So we have a question about last minute tickets. Tickets are available at the door. You're going to pay a premium. So I would recommend getting them. The next price jump is November 30th. All of those details are available on the website under tickets. I want to try to hit as many of these questions as possible. The black jar. If you go under the honey show and you go under the rules, it'll outline all of the information you need to know about black jar. Yeah,
and that's one of the most simple ones too. So it should be pretty easy.
So if you go under honey show and you scroll down, you have the general rules. And if you scroll just a little further, and I know it's a big scroll, I'm aware, but if you keep going down and you go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see the black jar rules. And if you really want to get fun, you can just type in find and hit black jar and go all the way down to the bottom. There it is.
So there's Frederick Dunn right there. He's going to be one of our VIPs again. We've been trying to get rid of him, but Annette's so sweet. We just want to keep bringing her back, and unfortunately, we just have to. Fred's kind of a, you get one, you get the other, but Fred is going to be doing a great job. Giving a lecture this year, and also just be around for anyone that wants to meet him. All jokes aside, Fred's got a great presentation. We'll get to the presentations just here in a second. I want to run through some of them with you and really let you guys know what's going on. Chris, do we want to talk about the evening events that we're going to be doing?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go, man. Look at you. It's like we're brothers now. We're just on sync.
After people, for everyone who isn't aware, so Cayman and I don't live next to each other or have a shared office space. So we spend a lot of our days video chatting each other. And the other day we got off a video chat and it said, call ended 6 hours 52 minutes, and we both got to laughing. I mean, it's just. It's that time of the year. It's time to buckle up and get to work. So, the Crown Plaza. We are doing an event for the attendees where VIPs will be there as well as any vendor who'd like to. We are having a separate vendor event. We'll talk to the vendors directly on that on Wednesday night. But Thursday night, for everyone else, we will have an attendee event at the Crown Plaza. It'll be barbecue themed. And for those people who have booked their tickets at the Crown Plaza through our hotel block, you will receive a $10 discount on your tickets. Anyone is welcome to come, whether you're staying at the Crown or not. But for anyone who booked through the Crown, through our hotel book, through Louisville Tourism, you will receive $10 off your ticket. And all those details will be described. Excuse me. We're hoping to have those tickets live yesterday. Very, very, very soon. So all those details will be out there. I don't want to give a firm price. I want to say was it like about 65, I think?
Yeah, it was something right around there.
It was right around there.
Yeah, it was a little different, and we hate that it's that price. We would love it to be able to get it to you for $15. But this is just it's the way it is at these events. We had to fight to get it down to that price. They're charging $69 a gallon for sweet tea, and so no one's forced to go. But it is going to be absolutely fun. You're going to be able to hang out with the VIPs, and it'll be a small group of folks. So it'll be very intimate. It'll be just some good networking opportunity, and there'll be some fun. And so I hope that if you can do that you'll join us. Like I said, we wish we could get it more affordable, but we just cannot. That's these games are expensive, and honestly, There's a lot of reasons for that I don't have time to explain. Closest hotel, the Crown Plaza.
The Crown. Yep. So if you go to our website and click on the hotels available, it'll take you to this page. And if you just click search, first one that pops up, this is our headquartered hotel. Full disclosure, there are lots of hotels around there, but also in addition to it being our headquarter hotel where all of our staff are staying and VIPs, and this is where our event is at as well. It's literally across the street from the main gate. So you could literally walk out of the hotel and into the front gate for free. You're able to walk. But that is our headquarter hotel.
So one of the things with the Crown, you guys got to realize that the way these folks operate doesn't always make sense. At least not to me and not to you. But the Crown Plaza, they only open up X amount of room nights. And so, for example, there could be only 20 available right now. And we say, hey, like we're doing right now, go get a room at the Crown, go through that and get the cheapest price there and join us and we'll be hanging out there. And that's where all the VIPs will be at the Crown Plaza. But then 40 people want to do it and only 20 of them will get it. And then if you're also specifically like wanting a king bed and those are all sold out and they don't do a lot of king beds at the Crown, then that's not going to fall under our booking and it's going to say sold out because they don't have any for that. So we're going to be every week between now and the expo as long as we can, opening up more rooms for the Crown Plaza. So just let us know if you can't get it. We will continue opening up rooms, and if you want to join us there at the Crown Plaza, just stick with it.
Yeah, if you guys do go out and book, try to book it through Louisville Tourism. It says it's unavailable. Two things: the actual entire hotel for that weekend is already sold out of 10 king size beds rooms. They have two. It's a 2 queen in each room. So if you really want to get creative, I suppose you could slide the 2 queens together. It kind of has a V form to it, but in all seriousness, if you do run into that, please just reach out to me nicely, and I'll get on them. We are selling the rooms out, so it is a really good thing for them, for us, for you. It'll be really fun. Somebody asked about the shuttle running from the Crown, and yes, we will have a shuttle running, as well as the Crown shuttle is, I can't guarantee it. It prioritizes the airport,
right?
But it can run to the Expo Center. So that's something everyone has to consider. Every airport.
Most of the time we'll have 2 possibilities for them.
Yep. Every hotel around there is going to prioritize the airport runs, but most of the hotels that we have listed, have a shuttle to the Expo.
And that's, Larabi's, which is one of the booths up towards the front. They will totally...
I did that. Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, Larabi's, as always, and they are our lanyard sponsor for pretty much ever since we started doing lanyards. They are doing all their stuff on a discount. And so if you're looking to get an instant VAP or anything that they sell, yes, that will be discounted at the show. Hey, Matt, thank you for doing that for us. I also saw that you dropped a $50 donation as well. Really appreciate you, Matt, supporting us and being with us this evening, being one of our members. Please ask questions if you have them. All right.
I saw it. So parking. So parking is something completely out of everyone's hands. So it's actually run by an entirely separate team from the Expo, blah, blah, blah. It's difficult, but you can go online and buy an advanced pass. There's no advanced ticket pricing. There's nothing. It's a set price. Last year, they started getting there very early. So to all the vendors listening, unless you plan to get there really early, we advise you to buy a pass. Now, again, this is just for vendors. The setup days, those days are free to enter. The setup days for vendors. But during the Expo, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they do end up putting people. They do end up putting people in the booths early to pick you up. So, but in terms of parking, there's a ton of parking. If you, I had that picture earlier. If you, there we go. We'll just do this. So if you're looking at the Expo Center, so our Expo takes
absolutely not. There better not be.
So our Expo takes up where it says this female bathroom. So it takes up these several rooms here. So all of this parking in the front, which is thousands of cars, is available, as well as there's a secret parking lot in the back here, and you are able to park back here, and there's a skywalk that comes in the back, and it actually takes you up and over North Wing and brings you into the main lobby, so you can park there. And I know a lot of people have been asking about being able to, where they can come to pick up their items and everything else. So this parking lot back here, D, this is where vendors park, and you are able to drive around either from the front or the back and park in this parking lot out here, and you can come straight out the back with a cart all the way to your car. So there is a way to get closer than the front where you can't bring carts. You're able to bring your carts out the back and bring them there. I know a lot of people asked about Hilco carts. John is planning to bring those, but as always, it's nice to be courteous and not leave your cart loaded up for the whole day and no one else can use it. Certainly he has a lot of carts, but we have even more people. So, those carts are meant to be used and then put back for the next person. So ahead,
Lisa,
Cayman.
we will have T-shirts and sweatshirts and all that kind of stuff. It'll be mostly at the show. Maybe we'll get around to getting the pre-orders done. We're just going to have to see how it goes with that. But we definitely will have stuff for sale at the show, if nothing else, merchandise customized for this year. Chris has got some really good ideas that we're working on.
Wow. This is recorded. You know that, right? You submitted that I have good ideas.
Well, you know, blind hog, acorn, that whole thing.
But I thought you were going to say broken clock right twice a day. Okay, that's good. Here, Matt actually had a question. Video pack. Okay.
Hey, I'm celebrating over here. This is the Cayman Reynolds show. Who are you again?
Well, Matt just donated to the channel. You said if he had a question, here he is.
Oh.
So Matt, yes, the video packages will be available after the expo. Those and we're actually maybe even leaning on a discounted rate for attendees to have flash drives to be made
hard copies.
With actual hard copies. The digital copies work, but there's some limitations we don't love. So there is a chance we might be switching over to hard copies to some degree more next year. So,
and definitely we've talked about maybe for members of the channel at a certain point, like not the lowest tier, but the higher tier. Actually, if you've been a member for X amount of time and if you reached a certain point, sending those out. My wife is allergic to beekeepers and wants a hotel with a spa. Well, she's in trouble because every hotel nearby is going to have beekeepers in it. So she better bring an EpiPen for anaphylactic shock or something like that. Beekeepers will be all over Louisville. We can't even go to a restaurant afterwards. Like we'll show up. I'm like, why is this place so busy on a Thursday? Oh yeah, and then I look and I'm like, there's Tom Sostman causing problems again.
It's our entire expo right here.
Yeah, I'm for once at a restaurant it's busy and I've done it to myself and I'm like, dadgummit, these beekeepers, I'm trying to eat. How many people do you estimate will be in attendance? So last year total, this was everyone, vendors, VIPs, tenants. We were like 3,500 and something, a little shy of 3,600. Chris just did an estimate about 2 weeks ago, and we were 10 days ago, 270 over that last year. And November and December are usually pretty strong months. So we don't know where we're going to be, but I would say upper 3,000s, maybe hit 4,000 total people at the event. And that's during peak. And there's a decent bit, not a lot, but there is a decent bit of people that just get a Saturday ticket. There's some that just get a Friday ticket. And so it's going to be a lot of people. And
the
vendors should be putting out any information they want to do. And this is something I'm just going to say to any vendors that are on here that will watch it afterwards. The people who take the extra time to get stuff out now are going to benefit from the pre-orders and stuff because there's a lot of companies to choose from, and you got to get your stuff out in front of everybody if you want to get a little bit of a pick-me-up on sales and stuff. And it doesn't mean you won't do good at our show, but if you wanted, the ones who do the best are always getting out early, and you can only submit every other week. So there's not a lot of every other weeks between now and the show.
Hey, hey, we got too much to do
tomorrow. There's going to be 50 posts.
Yeah. Drew, just real quick, in case you missed it, we are having an event. The Expo is having an event on Thursday at the Crown Plaza, open for anyone who's in the area. Specifically, again, discounted tickets, $10 discounted tickets for anyone who is staying in our room block. And I'll also mention there are. Yeah, I just skipped over Ryan's smart ass comment.
Ryan's one of our staff.
I saw it, chuckled, and scrolled by. There are several other, I'll call them official events happening. I know Comfort Pro is having their event. Hives for Heroes is having an event, as well as the No Life Beekeepers. You'll see their ads throughout not only their groups, but also you'll see them on our pages. So those are also events happening as well as plenty of unofficial ones, as well as other events that vendors are planning that we might not be privy of. So,
hey ECP, we're not going to get Mickey Mouse there because I don't want to be sued by Disney. I don't think we'll win that one. But the other thing is we have something better. We have a Billy Joe, and so he's what it looks like to make beekeeping a career. That's what you're going to turn into if you go as a commercial beekeeper. He was a really handsome, clean shaven, swell looking guy, and now he looks like he just crawled out of a mine shaft. So probably wouldn't be so wore down if he was working in a mine.
You got to be careful. He might spit in your coffee. So.
Oh, Billy Joe. After that video he did after the conference where he was pretending to be me, it's like, hi folks, I'm Cameron Reynolds. I've got a little midget running around here pretending to be me, which he was talking about me. And that was a funny video. So here's a question real quick. Thanks for coming to our expo, and I think you're going to be really impressed. We don't want to waste your time. It's going to be a fun event. I hope that you like hanging around beekeepers because you're going to be around a ton, and you're going to see so many cool products. And we have some great speakers. As far as the outside parking protocol, it's first come, first served. There's tons of parking, but some of that parking is 150 yards away or 200 yards away. So the early bird gets the worm. Now, parking, the Expo Center does charge, and we've tried to work with them on like a mass buy for the show. They're not interested in anything like that. So they charge like $13 or $15 depending on what you get. I think there's two prices when you show up. You can get the go in once and it's a little cheaper, or you can pay a couple more dollars and you can go in and out as many times as you want in that day. So we really do hate that there is that price, and that is why we started offering the expo videos for free, because we used to charge a little bit for that per person, and then we're just like, you know what, we don't like this parking thing, and that's when we started offering the recordings for free to help make up for that to a degree. So
yep.
Moving on.
Someone asked real quick roughly what the event cost was going to be for Thursday. Again, I believe it was $65, but don't quote me on that. That's why the event, it's not out yet for a reason. I gotta finalize stuff, but it's around there.
Sure, it is that though, Chris. But we'll double check on that. And like I said, that's as low as we could get the price. That's
right. Yeah, and the Crown has been a great partner to work with this year. They've helped us out in a lot of things. Certainly, of course, as a business, they're also winning too. But they have worked with us a lot. We talked a lot with them on, hey, our group isn't fancy silver plates and forks and spoons. It's we're beekeepers, and so they were able to work with us on the price and get it down. And that $65 again is for people who are not staying at the Crown. That's the non-discounted price. So people who've booked into our hotel block, which again, for those who are unfamiliar with this, so if you book through Louisville Tourism, there's a spreadsheet that we get, and so if you book directly through the hotel, you won't be on the spreadsheet. If you book through Travelocity or some other website, we don't have a way to get that list. That's right. Through some other site. So the people who are able to get the discount are those who book directly through Louisville Tourism. So now again, anybody can come. If you stay next door at there isn't a Holiday Inn next door, but at the True, if you're staying at the True next door, and you want to have a fun night with maybe Bob Benny dancing on a table or something, I can't guarantee that, but there's always a chance. Yeah, I mean, you never know.
That would break the internet.
You're more than welcome to
break the table too.
But anybody is able to come into the event. Anybody is, not just people at the Crown. Anybody's able to come, but you're able to get that little bit extra discount for staying and hanging out with us. So,
how many tickets will be for the evening supper? So we're looking at around 250 to 300 that we'll be able to have. I think that's really, I think, where the number is going to be on that. And so there's already more than that at the Crown as far as people go.
Yep.
So they will go pretty quickly on that as well. And But we also don't want it to get much bigger than that, even if we could, just from the standpoint as we want it to be a little bit more tight knit and personal. And also we want to have some fun because it's also partially for my staff as well, because my staff are working all day long and most of them don't get to do a lot of the stuff. And so I want them to be able to be in there and spend a little time with Bob Benny and Frederick Dunn and whoever else they want to, Randy McCaffrey and Mr. Ed.
Paul, thank you for the donation. Just email me directly, and we'll chat more about it. So yeah, email me directly, and we'll talk about it. So, so we know there's been some issues. So.
Yeah, and so if people have gone through the crown the other way, if they have, aren't they able to kind of like do a workaround to where they can get in?
They didn't really know. They didn't have a direct answer. They said they might be able to.
It might be something where if you can cancel those rooms, cancel them after you've already booked some other rooms or something. Just as long as you can actually cancel them.
Well,
without a cost.
Paul, just email me. We'll make it work. We'll figure something out. They've promised us, because there were issues, they would be helping us with some stuff. So,
thank you, Paul, very much for supporting us once again. And thank you, David, as well, for helping and support our Next Gen program and everything that you've done, being one of our members. And David, we're going to put you to work. He helped us pack bags last year. I've got some other work for you this year. Less brutal, but more simple-minded work so that you'll be able to handle it properly.
Jeez, I like his sentiment here, so.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Moving on.
Here, real last thing on this crown for right now. So, as Michael said, he was coming in a little early, so he booked directly. Again, Michael messaged me. We will be sending out, again, as a vendor, there's a whole nother thing, and I don't want to confuse people on the live chat tonight, but we are having a vendor-specific event as well. So I will reach out to all the vendors with those items as well. So, okay, so we talked about a little bit about everything so far. Do you want to reveal our big? Nobody can see my screen. Do you want to go over?
Sir
what's
Christopher,
going on here?
Please bring us.
There we go.
And now presenting the newest addition to the Bee Expo. Oh, this is what you were talking about. The other thing.
I didn't know if you wanted to talk about our new speaker that we announced today.
Yeah. So Randy Oliver and Charlie were sitting down, and Charlie's like, why don't you sneak over and go join the Bee Expo for a part of a day, because he's got another gig that weekend too. And so he said he's going to. So supposedly we're having Randy Oliver now. So that's going to be really fun. That's going to be on Thursday. Randy will be giving a presentation on his latest research, and you can see that live. And we'll have other great presentations too. But Randy Oliver has done a lot. He really has helped me out a lot, especially about 15 years ago when I really wanted to get more serious about beekeeping. I was wanting it before, but I wasn't disciplined enough. And I was like, you know what? Let's get serious here. And Randy Oliver was where I started looking at better nutrition, a lot of great information on how long queens last, and most importantly, how to treat mites better and understand the cycle of the mites. And Randy Oliver also is the producer of the Golden West Queens. And one of our speakers is Ray Olivares of Olivares Honeybees. And they produce queens and packages that go all over the country. And Ray and his family produce so many good bees. Chris runs their Saskatraz. And then I'm trying some of their Saskatraz this year, but primarily I'm trying their Golden West, because Randy Oliver developed those as a bee that is more mite resistant and tests pretty high in that regard. And so, and is a nice gentle bee as well. So Ray and Randy are both commercial beekeepers, but have a lot of great information about the industry. And I'm super excited to have those guys. So we'll start with King Bob at the top left-hand corner. So obviously Bob has been with us every year, and I'm so thankful for my friendship with Bob. And in some of it's selfish, but a lot of it's just being grateful as well, because Bob is obviously a very skilled individual and a very busy guy, and the fact that he spends each January with us, 6 years. This will be his 6th year in a row. He was with us at the first event when we were an unknown commodity, and has stuck with us ever since. And we've had a lot of fun times and good conversations. And I can't say enough good things about Bob. What you see on the internet is what you get, and he's just a kind, wise man. And I'm very thankful that he's coming back this year. Bob is going to be giving some great talks, and he's going to be on a panel discussion. I'm really excited about the panel discussion between myself and him. And we're going to have Josh Hager and Blake Shook. And Blake Shook and I have something to announce with you guys. We'll be talking about that later. But Josh Hager is a good friend of mine here in Tennessee. And Josh has a really good take. He also has a booth, the Bearded Bee Works. And you've probably seen him at the show if you've been there for a few years, because he's got a big beard and he's part of our staff. But this year he's like, hey, man, I really want to have a booth. And I said, well, we hate to not get as much help from you, but if you really want it that bad, we'll get you a spot. And so we did. Josh does a phenomenal job of selling honeys, making creamed honeys, and doing all kinds of business model that I think most beekeepers can relate to that want to run a sideline or small professional business. As much as I love Bob and Blake Shook, they really have more of a commercial mindset, and there's a lot to learn from those guys. But as far as marketing on a smaller scale, Josh does a really great job, and I think there's a lot to learn from him. So I wanted him on the panel, and I just really respect all of those guys. And then I'm there for the jokes, as usual, and a little bit of education.
At the cut up.
Chris is behind stage with the shepherd's crook just in case it gets out of control.
Tomatoes in the front row.
That's right. And so there's going to be some great talks with Bob. Let's go ahead and go to the next one.
Yeah. Oh, you're not going to go through each your voice is going to be shredded.
Yeah, I'm not. So Fred's got a great talk on basically more small scale beekeeping, but that's good. There's thousands of them there that need this talk, and a lot of tips and tricks on how to be able to. Can you read the title for me, Chris?
Yeah, it's swarms, collection, manipulation, and having a way that prevents absconding. So something, as I alluded to earlier, as I have populated my neighborhood tree cavities with swarms. This would be probably something I should be paying very close attention to. So
moving on, Lawrence Edwards, you've probably seen his videos on YouTube. Lawrence is really good with social media, and so he'll be doing some talks on beekeeping, but also he'll be doing a talk on how to use social media to help sell more honey or beeswax or lip balms. I think that's going to be a really interesting talk for folks who want to be able to leverage this technology that we have, whether we like it or not.
And I'll throw in, I won't ruin his second talk, but his second talk is how to boost honey production without increasing hive numbers. He's one of the biggest proponents of the Demory split. Is that it? Demory split.
Demory depends on which part of the South you're from.
Good Lord, I'm not from the South. Anyways, I'm sure that will play a part in those discussions. So if you are, a lot of people are always interested in that. Lawrence has a lot of great videos on that. I think he's the one who always pops up.
And I'm okay with that, Tom. I'm okay with that. So we have, and I'll just kind of brush over some stuff. Maggie Gill right there. She's one of the, I think, one of the best researchers that a lot of people still don't know about.
Yep.
And then there's several great ones, but the more the merrier. And Maggie does a great job presenting her Tropolapse research this year in the country of Georgia. I think is really good, and I'm hoping a lot of people follow her and Phyra Science. And we are going to be, as the North American Honeybee Expo, donating to them, and I'm hoping that a lot of the vendors and people with what they can donate, because we really want these folks to be able to test out treatments, test out monitoring methods, and raise awareness and help us figure this out. We need to, basically what happened in World War II, We want it to happen with Tropically Labs. We want all of the war to stay over there in Europe as much as possible, and we want to help. We want to help out our buddies over there as much as possible. We prefer it just stays over there. Bless their hearts and all that kind of stuff.
Real quick, before you jump into the next person, I just want to address this. This is on me. We do have a silent auction sign up, but on my fault, I haven't advertised it properly. That we will be showing that, and it has all the information in it: when to drop it off, how to drop it off, and in the pre-registration for the silent auction was that like Mr. Beast chocolate?
No, get out of here. Mr. Beast chocolate.
Anyways, so the silent auction.
Olive and Sinclair's out of Nashville. This place has culture. The only culture Mr. Beast has is bacteria.
Okay. Anyway. Oh my goodness. So there goes our sponsorship with Mr. Beast forever. Silent auction. We'll have this. We have the sign up. The pre-registration is just to help our team kind of get their arms around it. We have some really cool new silent auction additions, and so I don't want to spoil anything. They're really neat, and last year was our best. Lord, I hope they're paying you to do this. Last year was our most successful year for the next gen, and so again, we pivoted with the largest silent auction we've ever had in donations, and we now this year have the largest next gen group we've ever had. The joke is that Cayman and I aren't buying a yacht. It really is true. I mean, this money goes right back into the next generation of beekeepers.
And then we eat the taxes on it.
Oh, gosh, yeah. So that
really was your bonus, Chris, by the way. Uncle Sam took it.
Yeah. So we really do appreciate that. Yeah, that's really great. And then real quick, global patty order. So ECP, if you go to Hilco's deals under the trade show, so go to our expo website, click trade show, scroll down to Hilco. When you click on Hilco's 2026 conference deals, you acknowledge that you're coming to the event. The first item is the global patty orders. So all global patty orders for the deal will go through them. Some people were confused. Global patty as a vendor will also be there, but you're not going to go through them for the deal. If you want the deal, you need to go through Hilco. They're our partnered vendor this year, and they're the ones who are going to carry those. So.
Oh yeah, I've got some of Bob Benny's HDO stuff too. It's a premium price, but the product matches the level that you pay for it. And Bob, just everything he does is just top shelf. Right? Chris gets paid in actual currency. Don't let him in on it, man.
Michael, it's actually Skyline Chili gift cards.
We're paying him in Canadian dollars.
Rocket Fuel, I believe, Apis Biologics does have an expo deal. I don't know off the top of my head what it is. Again, listen, forgive me. There's 135 companies.
But they are combined at the Hidden Hollow booth.
Yep.
And this year, they are right up at the front.
Yep.
And that's a combination of like Dancing Bee, King Bee, Hidden Hollow.
Right here,
and
415.
Yep. Apis Biologics right and Apicare.
You got them all.
And so let's not do that again, Chris. That being said, yeah, they typically do. And then if you're wanting pollen patties, the pollen patties have 4% pollen, the rocket fuel in them. You order from John, they'll have them at the booth for you. This will be the simplest process ever on the global patty orders. Yep. And thanks, John Hill, for doing that for me because I don't have time for it. Hey, Cayman, our nephews don't want our bees, so we need you to talk to you about leaving them in our wills for the next gen program. Well, send us an email, and I'll either do that or let me talk to your nephews and straighten them out. Let's see. We have. Let's get back to the speakers, Chris, just real quick.
Yep.
We'll just through them. So we have beekeepers that are like James Hillemeyer, Charles Linder, and a few others that are giving some commercial level talks. And if you're wanting to Bob's giving a commercial talk as well. It really starts as sideliner to commercial, talking about how to logistically move bees from one yard to the other, tips and tricks. And so we have some commercial talks. We also have Frank Linton talking about observation hives, Kevin Monfelt on creamed honey.
Yeah, we really have specialized a lot of people this year who are like razor specific. I mean, Frank Linton, while obviously a beekeeper, I mean he has a lot of very direct hands-on observation hive experience. So that's really neat, as well as the bee bum himself. Yeah, Kevin.
Dr. Jeff Pattis, more tropolapse research. I think one of the cool panels. Well, all of them are cool, but if you're really interested in tropolapse, Dr. Jeff Pattis and Maggie Gill, Dr. Maggie, will be presenting, and both of them are just really nice people to talk to. That's who we're looking for in a speaker. We want people that, even though they're going to be hounded by thousands of people at the show, they still have a smile on their face and they're excited to be there. Some people just aren't that way. And so some people ask how we select our speakers. If you don't have a friendly disposition, we don't want you at our show, because I don't want to fool with that either.
It's tough, yeah.
And that's why we had to get rid of somebody a couple years ago with the show. But we have several other great speakers. Michael Young is coming back, and he's doing everything from a mead making lecture. He's doing one on encaustic art. He's doing one on how they use some essential oils to help the health of honeybees over in the UK. And we have Dr. Robin Underwood, who's coming back after a 2-year hiatus, and she's one of our workshop folks. She also is giving a presentation on how to use organic treatments, and how to use them effectively and different information. Corey Stevens will be a part of the show, and we have our workshop people there at the bottom. And I know I skipped over a couple folks, but just take your time and go through this, and we will be updating this slightly, but this is 99% what you're going to see at the show.
And again, you can do all of this in the app, but the website also, in the app, it'll be neat. You'll be able to kind of build/pin the classes you'd like to, lectures you want to do, as well as maybe a workshop you did sign up for and were able to get into. But if you are interested in something, for instance, I'm just trying to think of someone who's in multiple things. Well, for instance, Michael Young. So if you click on Michael Young, not only is his bio here, but if you scroll down to the bottom of his area here, you'll see it says sessions, and you'll see he has one under pest management, he has one under hive management, and one under general. And so those are the different. That shouldn't be hive management. I don't know why he has one for mead making. That's not anything to do with hive management, but you'll be able to see the different sessions that Michael's doing. So if you do like a speaker, when you're on the speaker page, you're able to click on their name, scroll down to the bottom, see all the different sessions, panels, whatever they're in. So, Cayman, I'm going to leave this right here for 2 seconds.
Yep.
And step away for just 2 seconds. Don't burn it down.
Don't burn it down, man. And then he leaves. All right. There's several of our staff in here. Good to see you, David McDade. I'll be giving a talk on how sorghum is better all over the vendor hall. Man, you're just asking to get beat up. If someone actually does start wailing on you because you're saying that sorghum's better than honey, you're not going to find any sympathy. This is the wrong show to get sympathy thinking that sorghum is better than honey. That's why it's called the poor man's honey. It's people that aren't smart enough to keep bees. They raise sorghum instead. Okie doke. Now's a great time for questions. And there's also a couple other things that we really would like to talk about, especially the North American Honey Bar. I want to talk about that. That's kind of what, if you're on here, Paula, I'm kind of thinking about that. I want to say a big thank you to our workshop folks, Kara Ching, Etienne Tardif, Dr. Robin Underwood, and their assistants. They are awesome. And, of course, Dancing Bee doing their workshops, Better Bee doing their workshop, Gus Mitchell doing his workshop, and Tucka Seville. We appreciate all the folks that are doing our workshops. It takes a lot of time and a lot of preparation for those. A lot of materials go into it. I'm looking forward to seeing the photos from it. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jerome. I hated it took so long to get that back to you. And a lot of folks don't fully understand. I know I'm not saying you, but it's just like, why do we do certain things with the expo? A lot of it is just we have to. We do not have the time. I'm getting just constantly bombarded with text messages, and a lot of them are from my best friends in this industry, and I can't get to them because I'm having a meeting with the honey producers and the ABF and the Honeybee Health Coalition and Project Apis M during that time. And then I get off the phone and Chris has got me on with the audiovisual people because they switch things up on us. And then we've got this over here, and it's just, I've been in so many meetings. It's insane. So please, no one ever take it personally. I literally have to tell my brother and my mother if they want to get a hold of me right now, we need to schedule something, and they
or to call me,
or reach out to Chris, and then he will schedule it for me. So what is the Commercial Beekeeper Lounge about? That's a great question. Chris, can you pull up the trade show map?
Of course I can.
Hey, Barry. Barry is one of our next gen like product type sponsors. We have a few people that actually get something to the kids. And so this year, Hilco is again doing something. Rossman's doing something. Barry donates all of the high quality American made queen marking pens. And every year, of course, there's a different color. And Barry makes sure each one of those kids walks away with a new pen to use for either marking a queen or using it to write a message maybe on the lid of their hives, because they work good for either one. And it's perfect. I love those marking pens. So a booth 633. This is the commercial section. And I would appreciate it if you're not interested in commercial beekeeping or a commercial beekeeper, if you didn't frequent it too much. And I hate saying that, but at the same time, there is some commercial beekeepers in this that are wanting to be able to hang out and meet each other and talk industry level stuff, on the pollination side of things. And the Bee Cause Alliance and a couple of the other companies have paid for this space for the commercial beekeepers to be able to network. And it's not just the commercial beekeepers. There's Project Apis M, there's Barkman's, there's Global Patties. Of course, there's the Bee Cause Alliance. All the commercial companies, by and large, are around booth 633, Cowan 625, Cream Pal. Cream Pal has a new gadget coming out this year. I say gadget, new machine. It looks to be really awesome. And so there's a lot of cool stuff going on the expo, but we want to create a spot for the commercial guys so that they can network and talk business at the level that they talk at. Our conference is definitely not geared as much for commercial beekeepers as for the rest of us, but we want to have something for them as well, because we want them to get involved and serve that portion of the industry as well. So that's what that's all about. And it's just a place for them to hang out and talk. And it makes sense. People who are running top bar hives usually like to talk to people who can relate to them that do top bar hives or something close to that, maybe a lay-ins. So we want to have something for everybody here. And that's what that attempt is. And,
okay.
and Charles is supposed to have maybe some chairs and couches there, but we're still waiting, Charles. So if you see this Charlie Linder, what's up? Come on, Chuck, get with it.
Just to go over some other things real quick as we're trying to hit on everything, which is, again, darn near impossible. So if this is your first year, feel free to continue to ask questions. A really great resource, man, let me, is if you go to our Facebook group, we do have a Facebook group, the North American Honeybee Expo. There we have a page and a group. And so if you go into the group, you're able to search the group. So there's people who've asked for lids or nukes, or, there's all different types of, like, nuke boxes, all different types of products people have asked for, as well as deals. And so if you have any questions, feel free to search them. More than likely, they've been answered already. Much more than likely. So, but one thing that we haven't really talked about yet, and I won't go into any specifics, I just will specifically go over the fact that all of the Honey Show information is out on the Honey Show page. Mm-hmm. Whether that's the entry times, if you want to download the form and go over the form before you get there, The form is downloadable. If you want to look at last year's results, we have last year's results, as well as, again, all the rules. Please go through and read the rules for your entries. Mm-hmm. There are small changes from year to year. We would much prefer you go through them and look and maybe ask the judges questions ahead of time versus spend a lot of hard-earned time, money, effort, etc., and show up and have something slightly change, and then people are very angry. So just a little feedback. Make sure you go through that ahead of time. I'm not skipping the next gen program, but we do have a next gen program. All of those scholarships have been filled already. So I'm not going to go over the specifics of that right now because they're all full. But we do have several sessions and talks and some really unique things for those young men and women in the industry.
So I just want to say something real quick about this one. Yeah, you're welcome. We've listened to the people's voices on wanting some stuff with apitherapy, and I've wanted to do it for a while, just meeting the right person for the job. I think Christine's going to do a fantastic job. I've spoke with her over the phone, and we're also reaching out to the apiary. We're also reaching out to the Apiary Inspectors of America, which is people who would be a part of that would be your state inspector if you're in the United States. Yep. But we're also reaching out to the apitherapy conference. I can't remember it right now. I'm struggling. I keep getting those two mixed up.
It's like the Apitherapy American Association. It's like AAA or something.
Yeah, is it ABA?
It's close.
I'll look it up, but they have a conference as well. And what I would love to do is be able to have a bigger contingent of those folks at our show. And we're even interested, if you're any of these groups, we're interested if you're wanting to get more foot traffic to your show, we would love to bring you in with the Bee Expo and partner with you, not swallow you up or anything like that, and your identity go away. We want to just basically be able to, for you to do the same thing that you've been doing, just give you a bigger crowd to market to. And there's nobody that's more interested in apitherapy than beekeepers, and it goes way beyond. A lot of people think bee sting therapy, but there's way more to it than that. And so I think beekeepers would do well to educate themselves on the other health benefits of bees and beyond honey and pollen and propolis. There's a lot within just those that we don't utilize and understand.
It's close.
American Apitherapy Society. That's I was almost, I had it. Thanks, Brian.
And Mark asked, it was in Vegas. Somebody said it was in Vegas this year.
Vegas.
Cayman, can you answer this one real quick?
How many next-gen kids are there for us vendors that want to look at possibly giving them some products as well? It's around 60. It's either like right at it or like 58, 62. It's right in there. My mom's head of that. I can't remember which one because I know we just had one kid back out. Something came up and they weren't able to do it.
Michael, but I will get a confirmed number as of tomorrow, and I'll actually send. That's a great idea. I'm going to send out an email to the vendors for that. So, hey. Thanks, Ross.
Hey, appreciate that. And thanks, Matt, for that and everyone else who's contributed. Thank you guys so much. And thanks for being our members and for sticking around and supporting us with all this stuff. So I've said a lot of things on here. And so that you guys have been around me long enough to know that many times I try to do this much and my capability is around right here. And everything's always with good intentions, but sometimes I fall short of the mark, and for that I apologize. And that is why right now we've got hundreds of hives, and I thought we did have a guy hired in spring, and it just didn't work out. And I was really hoping that he would be able to take that over for me, and it's really hard for me to give up the beekeeping side of the business because that's what I got into all this for, and I love it. I was in the bees a day. The weather was great. I have some of the best looking hives that I've ever had in my 20-something years. I've finally gotten pretty good at it. And so it makes it even harder. And now more than ever, I have the tools. I have a feeding setup. I actually have some decent trucks that can go above 50 miles an hour. I have the resources, but I no longer have the time. And it's hurting the expo and it's hurting the YouTube channel to actually keep it the amount of bees that I want to keep. Laurel and I have discussed it a lot, and we are more than likely going to be reducing down to 60 production colonies as of after the expo. We'll be selling off bees in the spring. So if you're looking for bees, we actually will have some for sale, nukes and singles. And we're not, and I'm going to try to just keep 60 production hives. So that's only 2 bee yards, not even 2 full bee yards. But it'll still be enough bees for us to be able to provide videos. And that's part of this as well, as we haven't been able to produce videos like we have in the past. There's a lot of things that we need to do and a lot of new things coming out that we want to be able to test and share with you guys. And so that is part of our future plans, is to reduce the bee operation, because ultimately we feel like it would be better to help other people be successful in beekeeping than to spend more time in the bee yard. And the expo needs a lot more attention. The industry needs a lot more attention, and the YouTube channel needs a lot more attention. So that's our goal. And I appreciate everybody who's helped us out and stuck with us as I really learn how to run a business that's totally different than beekeeping. And we've been learning all the time. And I'll be the first one to admit we are very imperfect and don't always get it right. So we're doing our best. Doesn't mean we always do it right. So,
hey, Jeff,
and Cayman, I broke my back. Holy smokes. Wow. Sorry to hear that, Jeff. Man, I hope that you heal quickly. I hope that it's not too bad. We'll say some prayers for your family, and you want to donate to somebody, that would be awesome. Chris, we'll maybe get his email or something. There's some youth, I think, we'd probably like to get a young man or a young lady that's really wanting to come to the show.
Jeff, I put my my email here.
Thank you, Jeff, very much. Appreciate that.
Feel free to reach out. I don't know why that. Oh, I see. Feel free to put that out to email me, and we'll be in contact to take care of that. Thank you.
Sorry, Chris.
Nope.
Yep. Just shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For everyone who wants to come and take all of Cayman's hives, please. We will definitely have notification emails between January and when he sells hives and bees and nukes and whatever else. Everyone will know. So I know there's Man Lake. Gosh, I think I've gotten like 10 Man Lake emails about their bees for sale. As soon as Cayman and I can unwrap our heads from the expo, we'll have all that other stuff live. Yeah. So just be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, be on the lookout. I'm going to have probably 200 to 300 of my hives available. And then we're also going to be reselling some bees for a friend of mine. Laurel and I inspect them all, and they look very good. We've sold them in the past. And they're early, so they'll be like the end of March. And we had some issues last year with one supplier. This guy is consistent every year, but he usually is in April. Our March supplier had major issues, and so we're just going to go with this other guy, and we've got him scheduled in March. So they'll be around $215 for the March nukes, but they are powerful. And if you give them just a little bit of feed, even if you're up north, we have every year people who are, especially in Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, who get these early bees from us. And these colonies are strong enough to make honey their first year, as long as you have a halfway decent year, because you just get them so much earlier. And a lot of times they have 3 solid frames of brood on the low end. That's our gauge. Like when we go through them, if it doesn't have 3 good frames of brood, we just don't sell it. So some of these guys are pushing 4 frames of brood, and you take them up north, just make sure that you feed them if you don't have a flow for a month or so. And then you end up, by the time your flow starts, you have 14, 15 frames of bees. And especially if you have drawn supers, a lot of people make a super or 2 of honey off of our bees. And that helps pay for your nuke in the first year. But those are supplied by a friend of mine. And he does a fantastic job. And we go through each one like 2 or 3 times before I sell it. Hey, thanks for saying so, Lisa. And thanks for being one of our members and commenting and all that and coming to our show.
Cayman, do you know where her picture's from?
It's too small for me to be able to see. Is that Cedar Point?
It's Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter. She's standing in front of. Oh boy, they're with the camera. Wow.
Oh,
not that I don't like Harry Potter. Probably.
I just want a bottle of Cayman's honey. It is the best. Everyone tells me it is. My kids say that it is.
Okay, here we'll hit on a couple more things so you can rest your voice for a second. So look, see, Lisa even said I'm. See, look, boom. Oh, hey, real quick, here's last thing here, David. Mr. David. Speaking of
David said something kind. We really got to showcase this one. David has helped us with the show for several years now. And after helping us for multiple years, David does farming and he does some sorghum, quite a bit of sorghum. And also, I think, does some blacksmithing and stuff. He was homeschooled just like I was. And so he's a lot of bit weird. But he does have some merits. And but David's helped us out. And we eventually coerced him to the dark side, and he's got some bees. So let me know if you have some questions, David. I'll get back to you within a month or two. Actually, at the expo, why don't we meet up at the expo and talk about it?
Okay, real quick, I want to hit up some more of these. I know we're almost at 2 hours here, so we are. So I'll hit on some more of these kind of things, just so we've kind of at least touched everything. So we will be having the honey swap again. That big thanks to Honeybee Tennessee, Jessica and her team for handling this. So the schedule and everything will go up for that here soon. Drop off will be all day Thursday, half day Friday, pick up Saturday only. So they're gonna be working on that. And again, all the information for the honey swap is right here. Again, I'm not gonna just you guys are all adults, no glass, etc. So it's all right here. Last year they had over 7,500 bottles of honey that they swapped. Something new that we're doing this year is the honey label swap. So the Hives for Heroes group is going to be handling this, booth 420. I still have this map up. Aha, I do. Look at that. So their booth, when you walk in, is right here. So booth 420 in the entrance here, you walk up, 420. So Hives for Heroes, like I said, they're doing a label swap. So all the information is here. Bring in some labels, not honey, just sticker labels. Individually cut out or however you have your labels, whether if they're on a roll, you got to cut them all out. It's all stipulated here. So they're going to be helping us with that this year. First year we've done anything like that. So definitely exciting. What else? I wanted to hit on. I was going to talk about what's coming in the lobby this year.
Well, that's what I was talking about, and now you're going to steal my thunder, Chris.
No, you love to talk about it, so please go ahead.
Yeah. Except last time I forgot the honey part and just said we got a bar in the expo. You were like, it's a honey bar. Oh, yeah, that's right. So we have the North American Honey Bar, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. When I went to Appamondi in Copenhagen, they had a global honey bar, and so it was great. It was super interactive, and I really enjoyed it and got to try a lot of neat honeys. And so I have a couple things for you. Number one, we want to show you what it looks like and what the experience is going to be, but we also really need some help because I don't produce honey in all the states and all the provinces and all that. And so we really would like to have every state represented multiple times. And we also would like to have the Canadian provinces. And if anybody knows anybody from Mexico that produces some good honey and wants to participate or that's coming already, we would love to engage in that as well.
I was going to laugh. Don't bring honey down from Ian because I heard it just crystallizes and that's all it is.
Yeah, we should. I want Ian Stepler. Ship us some of that canola honey that you say is Canadian gold. It fool's gold probably, but it's beekeeping.
It's like sorghum. You don't really know what you're getting.
Well, the Canadian canola from Ian, that would be a popular one. People want to try, and that would be neat. And we'd love if Ian would do that. And since he can't show up himself, I think it's really the least that he could do. As far as the rest of the honeys go, we truly would love to have every Canadian province. We want some Canadians to actually help run the Canadian side of the booth. Could you pull that up, Chris, if you don't mind? Maybe zoom in on it.
Yeah, let me give me 2 seconds.
Well,
I got it right here.
Just in 2 seconds. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
You know, you think with all this technology. All jokes aside, though, we would like to have 2 to 3 types of honey from each state and everywhere we can get it from. And we're going to need probably for each table, let's say there's going to be 2 states on. We're going to need probably up 6 jars per state minimum.
Oh,
and we're talking 1 pound jars. Well, we've done some more math, Chris, and I'm pretty confident with this number.
Okay.
It's not just a guess. This is actually an educated guess given to me by some of the peeps who went to Appomondia, and what they did with 7,000 people. So, if this doesn't work, it was Chris's fault. That's his job is to keep me from making mistakes. That was literally like part of the contract. All right, so this is not officially how it'll be perfectly, but this is close. It does not Minnesota Beekeeper, not anywhere close. I will say, though, bourbon barrel maple syrup is unbelievable.
All right, get back to your honey bar.
All right, honey bar. It's better than bourbon barrel honey. I know a lot of people aren't going to like that, but it just fits. It's awesome. So anyways, the Kentucky State Beekeepers Association will represent Kentucky, which is the host state, on one end, and that's one of the entrances. And then you can go around and you can try hopefully New Hampshire honey, Nevada honey, Nebraska, Montana, Missouri, all that kind of stuff. And we just go all the way around. And then we'll have Canadian honey on that bottom right-hand side and on the other adjacent. We're hoping to have some Canadians volunteer not only to help us round up some of the honey, but also to maybe help us manage that side of the booth just to be able to rep their country. And we would really like to have more Canadian stuff. Any vendors that are in here, I don't care where you're from, I would love it if you all would bring a flag. So if you're a Canadian vendor, bring a Canadian flag. If you're an American vendor, have an American flag, or have your state flag if you want to do that instead. You know, there you go. There's the Ohio State flag. Nobody knows that it looks like that because nobody really cares. And
the national champs have something else to say about that.
Everyone thinks it's probably just a Buckeye or something on a flag or something like that.
Hey.
I shouldn't have gone there.
I have a couple Buckeyes for anyone who's interested in some Buckeyes this year. This is just bag one. So
have you ever seen those videos like this person is the most American man in the world? Chris is the most Ohio man in the world.
Listen to all those.
He sleeps on a blanket, a pillow of Buckeyes every night. Chris, he's the most Ohio.
I just don't put them in my mouth. They're poisonous.
That's right.
Here, real quick, touch Michael's comment down there real quick.
All right, can you bring it up for me?
It is up.
Oh, all of my honey that's left is bourbon barrel aging right now. Guess you need untouched honey for this bar, right? We do. We just want straight honey for this. Nothing that's been doctored with the spirits and
or hot honey or infused. We just want like natural honey from your area.
And we really would like it labeled.
It has to be labeled. It has to be labeled.
Has to be labeled.
Has to be labeled.
And we also really would like the best guess that you can give us on what type of flowers that are in it. And sometimes it's like sometimes you just don't know. And we're still thankful for that. So if it's Indiana wildflower,
yep,
that's fine, you know. But if you know for a fact that your big contributors are, let's say you're in Bob's area, and I'm going to swipe some of Bob's honey and put it in there whether he knows it or not. And we're going to have some of Bob's sourwood. We'll have some Floridian honey. And, you know, maybe we even have some of that California hemp honey they talk about. They don't make honey from hemp. Thank goodness.
So there will be a sign up forthcoming for this. So we're not asking everyone to bring their own honey. We will have a sign up for this, so it's very organized, and we'll have a specific number for if you are selected. Oh, look who it is.
It's Randy McCaffrey.
The Dirt Rooster.
Or Elizabeth, which might be why it's a coherent sentence. Randy's not here. He can't beat me up right now.
He's the first time he sees you, he's just going to pick you up and put you on his shoulder.
That's right. Randy just had one of those stainless steel tumblers and crumpled it up. So anyways, no, I didn't speak at Appomondia. They didn't even know I was coming. And honestly, I did it partially that way on purpose. One, I don't think they'd be interested in hearing me speak. It's very science oriented, and most of the talks are like 20 minutes. It's very, very different from what we do, and not a bad way at all. It's a different style. I really enjoyed myself, but it was very sciencey and about 20-minute lectures, and I didn't want to really announce I was going because there's so many of the Chinese and Indian and Pakistani companies that just harass me all the time online because they want to get into the Bee Expo, and I tell them no,
thank you.
And so they are at Appomondia and these other shows because Appomondia charges $5,000 to 10 by 10, so they're like, yes sir, we'll take that money. And we just have a totally different style of trade show, and that's fine. They're a global conference. We're a North American conference, and really more focus on fundamental and North American beekeeping. They're very European and Eurasian, and it's cool. I really was fascinated, but there was a lot of stuff there that I'm just like, this would not work in the United States at all. Like someone who just wanted it for fun or wanted that specifically, but from a marketable standpoint or a practical standpoint, no. Hey, Gus Mitchell, if you hear this, or Billy Joe, bring us some of your cotton honey down there we'll have that represent Tennessee, because Tennessee is the greatest state for honey. Everyone says so. Oh, yeah, some palmetto and orange. Orange blossom is one of the kings of honey. Paula, you're my favorite. David, offering some honey. Man, if there's any sourwood rep in Tennessee, David, I am going to take a hive tool and stab you in the back with it. If someone finds David in a closet with a hive tool wound, everyone's going to know.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to touch on I know some of you have been here the whole time. I won't talk long on it. We will have, the expo has a Thursday evening, 7:00-ish start time. Dinner. It's separate tickets. It's at the Crown Plaza. There is a discount if you have booked through the Crown Plaza. Anyone is welcome, though, even if you aren't staying at the hotel. More info on that will be coming very, very soon. So that was that question. And then Doug asked about workshops. I'll bring that up real quick. So workshops are going to be going live on Friday at noon Eastern, my time. So the website will go down for about an hour. And at that point, the website at noon, again, Eastern time, the website will go back up. And all of these workshops, here, I guess I can do this. Duh. All of the workshops, I posted the link in the comments. All of the workshops will go live. Most workshops have between 15 to 25 people per workshop on average.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, there is a very, very limited number of workshops.
Yeah. When we sell out, we sell out, and
yep.
I'm going to apologize in advance because there's going to be a lot of people that just aren't going to be able to get into it, and we don't really know. Even if we were able to triple this, I just don't see us not selling out.
Yeah.
And so we're going to really sit down in January and figure out what we possibly can do. And we'll try to get this up months and months earlier. That's again, why I'm selling down so much of my bee operation is so that we have the time to be able to give this conference everything that we possibly can. And it would be really nice if we could hire another employee too. Chris does a great job, but that's just how much work there is to do for us right now, not just with the expo, with other things in the industry and things that we need to accomplish. And so we will have better things in the future. But
so we didn't post the link on the website yet because out of context, you look at the page, it's over here on me. You look at the page, they are all sold out. That's only because we haven't made them live yet. Once the workshops are live, we'll have a social media post and they will go live on the website in the navigation. I'll probably have a slider. It says workshops are not live. We'll have all of that live at noon on Friday. It's a lot to have live at once. We'll have it live all at once on Friday. And so that's when the link will go live. We didn't share the link on the website again, because if you don't understand that they're not really, if you didn't understand that they're not really sold out, they're just out here so you can click on, for instance, if you want to know about the mead making class here by Dancing Bee, you can click on it, and in here is the location. It's in E1. This is on Thursday from 3:30 p.m. to 5, and it tells you that if you get into this class, if you want to make a dry mead, please bring 3 pounds of your own honey. If you want to make a sweet mead, they say to bring 4 pounds. So every single class has a little bit of information on it. And if you're interested in like kind of learning more about it, if you go back to the beginning of the stream, I have all of the information in there. We kind of talk through it all. So I just want to make sure I hit those. I know we've been going for 2 hours, so some new people have come in. So what's this link you posted here, Cayman?
So this, I'm going to get one of my buddies, David Davenport, out of the Big Island. He has Chiave honey. We're going to have some of that there, at least I know. And I'm hoping to get some Hawaiian macadamia nut honey as well. It's really a brown honey that likes to crystallize with big crystals. The eucalyptus honey, someone mentioned hopefully there'll be some eucalyptus honey there. So I'm going to try to get some of my Hawaiian buddies to ship us over a handful of that stuff to rep Hawaii. But that's just that type of honey. There's so many awesome types of honeys. We really owe it to ourselves to have a wide array at this show so that we all can really just experience how different it is for so many of us. I'm hoping to get some meadow foam honey, which is really bizarre. Some people say it tastes like marshmallows. And then someone needs to bring some legit buckwheat honey. Maybe I can get Wayne Watson or somebody to do that, because buckwheat honey it's one of those you love it or you hate it. So maybe we get some. I've got some
acquired taste.
I might be able to have like some of our Tennessee honey. I forgot I've got Wisconsin honey from going up to Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Wisconsin. And so, it tastes like sweet cheese basically. No, it doesn't. It tastes like goldenrod because. I had a cheese curd honey. That's what we're going to brand it. But good job, Bees. He produces some of the premium Chiave honey. It's almost paper white, the fine stuff. And so we really need everybody's help. We're going to be putting out a form in the future, and we'll be sending it to you. And basically you say, hey, I'm from West Virginia, and this is the description of my honey, and I'm going to be bringing a jar repping the state. And if you want to bring 2 jars, or if you have 2 types of honey, that's great. And if it ends up being where we have 40 types for one state, we're just going to have to only pick a couple folks, and we hate that. We're going to try to get like several, so it's not just all one person, but we can't have 40 different people for one state. And so we're going to lean to where whatever is simplest for us so that we can have this show. And we're going to learn this year and see how we can do it better. But basically, everyone's going to be able to go around. We'll have tasting utensils and trash cans, and people will be able to try it. And we'll have, my plan is to have wooden ones and to have plastic ones. I know some people like myself, the whole point of it is to taste the honey. And the wood ones, that's all they had at Appomattox, but we were in Copenhagen. And if you so much as rip a fart there, the emissions people really start freaking out. That's why they're all riding bicycles. And so, hey, from Vikings to the bicycle brigade, I don't know how that happened. It was a beautiful city, but it is very dangerous at night because the bicycles are so quiet. I nearly got run over one time. And that could have been the end of Cayman Reynolds' bicycle in Denmark. However, it really affects the flavor of the honey when you have those wooden ones. So for the folks who want to have the wood ones that can be compostable, we'll have that. But for those who want to just be able to taste the honey, we'll also have plastic available. We'll have both options for you. You know what? I think we will have some spotted lanternfly honey. But if you have some, that would be great. Some people are really anti that. It's been crazy to see some of the comments on the spotted lanternfly honey because they're like, it's not real honey. It's unethical to sell that. Well, unethical or not, it's going to be mixed in a lot of our honeys because it's continuing to spread throughout the country, and it's going to keep doing it. And you're going to have some in your honey, whether you realize it or not, in most areas.
We just got blasted this summer, and some of the and like my trees, I'd go out and I was as fast as I could kill those darn things, and my kids love to kill them too. So, man,
you monsters!
I'm
how American of you, Chris. He's the most Ohio man in the world.
I picked every dandelion in my lawn too, so I'm just I'm the worst.
You are the worst. You're
I also don't have my hives next to my house, so that
you're scum. But all jokes aside, it's nature, and there's literally PhDs right now doing research on spotted lanternfly honey, and it has some serious medicinal benefits. So who knew something going out of the south end of a northbound insect could actually be healthy? I'd rather have that than a lot of other things that are on the shelf. Probably not. Oh, yes. Just won the KSBA Black Jar. Bonnie, I've had some of your honey before. It is really great stuff. Kentucky's got, as much as I love to pick on Kentucky has some delicious honey in certain regions, and it's awesome.
Straighten up, Cayman. Sit up in your seat. Laurel's here.
Bonnie, and thank you so much for joining us again, and congratulations on winning the Black Jar there. Bonnie also had an injury, and as this is the first picture I'd seen of you walking in a while, and so I was excited to see that. And your husband, I'm sure, was very excited to see that because he was having to do a lot of the bee work, and some people are not as suited for it as others. Bonnie's definitely the head bee. She's the queen bee in the bee yard, but he does what he's told pretty well. I've noticed. I hope he's listening. I'm not quite as good at that yet. I'm getting there. Laurel's still got some training to do. So back to this North American Honey Bar. We're going to get a form together. We're going to send it out to you all. We would just love for you to represent your state or your province. Someone commented that is probably not enough space for the Canadians. I don't know. Prove us wrong.
Yeah, there was a lot of spots there for the Canadians.
Well, we're going to have 2 provinces per table. So that's
it was 3. We have 3 per table.
Do we?
Yeah. We're jamming this in, man.
Okay.
3 if we're doing table. 2, we got to double our tables.
Well, we can't do that. So, but no, we really want to do that. And we want to use the app to be able to possibly have a Canadian meet and greet and maybe a couple other things. Yep. And this is where utilizing the app, this will be the first year, but there's going to be some really cool things on there. There's going to be some companies doing some giveaways through the app and notifications and stuff. So, as soon as that comes out, start looking through it and figuring out how it works. And we'll do some test runs, and Chris won't fail, will you, Chris?
Never.
That's good.
It's called the wizard for a reason.
That's right. We call you the wizard, not the whiz. Just remember that. So that being said, I think we've covered a lot of stuff. When do tickets go up again, Chris?
So tickets go up again not this coming on November 30th. So everybody has a little bit of time. Just one note, and again, thanks Laurel for bringing this up. We will not be. There are one-day tickets available now at the door. If you come and pay at the door, we don't have one-day tickets for sale at the door. Yeah. If you come and you only want to come on Saturday, because of all the extra fees and everything we're paying the day of, it's a 3-day ticket. So we don't have single-day tickets available at the door. We have single-day tickets available now, not at the door. So unfortunately, we have a lot of people, unfortunately, who come, who are able to get there the day of or didn't even know about it. We've had people walk in and go, I didn't know there's a beekeeping conference. I saw it on the Jumbotron outside, and they stopped by. So we'd love to have that. So, but again, there's so many logistics and prices of things without getting into the total weeds on that. There's, we had one vendor whose price went up what was it, 200 and some percent over. I mean, over 100. Well, it was like 125% that the price went up from last year. So everything costs more to everyone. We are not excluded from that as the showrunners. So we do everything in our power though to keep things trim and fun and enjoyable. So
yeah, and we do our best, and we're constantly trying to bring more value without adding cost, and that's where the workshops really came into play. And we're like, okay, this is going to cost us a ton of money if we don't add a cost to this. And there's also, it's not just a financial cost, but it's also a manpower cost. There's so much setup time for that. Kara Ching, Etienne, Dr. Robin Underwood, and all of the people, Chris's dad helped last year, and he's helping again this year. They just spend so many hours towards that. And we definitely want to make it worth their time because we want them to come back each year. And so we understand that, all these people are professionals, and, they have families too. We're taking them away from them. And also, if they could stay home and make money, or we can, I don't expect people to just come to my show and work for free doing that much work. And so we try to take care of our people. And since we're different than a lot of conferences, and I'm not trying to pick on anybody, but we are very different from a lot of conferences. Most conferences are nonprofits, and so the government's taxing us like crazy. So that's a big chunk right there, just the government. And then on top of that, we also really pay our speakers and take care of them a lot better than most places do. As someone who does a lot of speaking, it's not that there's other places that don't take good care of their speakers, but there's a lot of events. I mean, they don't pay their speakers at all. It's just you get the prestige of the honor of being at our event. And, maybe if you're one of the big guys, we'll cover your hotel and your ticket or something like that. And so we definitely do more than that by a good shot. Heck, we have people that are just VIPs that don't speak at all. And we're paying them to come up, and we're happy to do it because ultimately, we want this to be a fun experience. We want you to get to hang out with people that you love to watch their YouTube videos, or you like to read their books, or you love their research. And so we want to get better at that, and we're going to get better at that. But we're also learning along the way, and every year we get a little bit better. And I've been training Chris all year. It's been slow going, but he wasn't homeschooled like I was, and he's got that public school conformative mindset. And so
never public school.
Yeah,
never public school.
Well, I mean,
my parents private schooled me the whole time, so I was never public teached. No,
even worse.
No public teaching.
Even worse.
The Catholics and the Jesuits. So
Catholics.
I love the Jesuits, though.
You just had, and it wasn't your fault, Chris. You didn't have a choice. Your parents did it for you. Yeah. And then you were born in Ohio with a football team that just drinks their own Kool-Aid all the time.
Listen.
I mean,
we can talk about the national championship again when you guys are sitting at home and we're hoisting the trophy. It's okay.
That's right. No, Chris is awesome, and we're so thankful for you, Chris. You've done a great job. You did a good job tonight on this video. And this has been so much fun. You started February, and I've just had a great time with you. And I'm really looking forward to this because Chris he's added value the last few years in more ways than people realize. But this year, I think you're really going to get to see a lot of cool things that Chris has helped make possible. So good job, Chris. No pressure. Don't screw it up.
Nope. Devoted honey. Yes, there's a function. This is a question. So this is one of those instances where taught, not teach. I don't know, David.
I'm surprised he spelled it correctly.
The photo thing. So this is one of those things where we're really trying to figure it out still. Unfortunately, one bad person will ruin it for everyone, and I don't want to go on about what type of photo could get posted or anything like that. So, geez. So we're still trying to figure that all out because otherwise we have to have like someone literally just sit on the phone and just watch the photos being uploaded to make sure they're all appropriate. So we're trying to figure something out there. And the same goes with there's a lot of forums too that we can have. Mm-hmm. And that discussion will be invaluable that the right word? Very valuable. Invaluable?
No, invaluable, I think it is correct. This is the problem with private school teaching.
It's listed. It's 9:15 after a full day of work. But again, if we don't want people arguing and again, any type of inappropriate thing that can happen in those. And again, it's literally a full-time job to watch that. So we'll do the best we can to allow those kind of things. And hopefully nobody ruins it and we can move on with our life. So, yeah, I was home teached. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or David was home teached. Yeah. There we go.
There's a difference though, Jed. You were home teached. David is home schooled. And that is the folks that are redneck homeschoolers, and they do chewing tobacco at a very young age.
And last thing I'll touch before we leave is we do have some cool plans for merch. We'll see if we get there. We'll see if we're that is low on the laurels come in.
What? It's comedy gold, especially if you're a homeschooler and you understand. Stop. You're laughing. It's working. Oh, wrap it
All
up.
right.
You want to spend time with me this evening?
As always, if any of you guys have any questions, need anything, if you're a vendor and you need something from me, please reach out. We have less than 49 days now until the expo. So
my producer,
Kim and I are really looking forward to it.
My producer just told me that I'm like some of those guys that are comedians that we won't mention that get canceled and stuff like that. And my producer's going to cancel me if I don't watch it. And I said, well, I'm making people laugh. She's like, you're supposed to be making them laugh because the joke's funny, not because they're laughing at you for being an idiot. So that was kind of hurtful. This has been a reality check. I should still get paid though, because I feel good. I feel like I should. And Laurel hopefully will open up the purse strings and still pay me. She manages all the bank accounts. So, I mean, honestly, if Chris and Laurel just decided to, I'd just be sitting here talking to nobody, I guess. All right. That's a really sad way to end this, Chris. So I ended it good early by thanking you and saying, what a good job you're doing. Attaboy. And then you just kind of took the momentum and just
derailed it.
That's right. Well, folks, seriously, though, thank you guys for spending this evening with us. Thank you for coming to the expo. Thank you for so many of you being willing to volunteer for bringing honey, for supporting the silent auction, for coming to our show. It really is what makes the magic happen. We have thousands of great people that show up, and therefore the show is full of thousands of great people with a few weirdos. But, what do you do? All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you in the next video.
See you guys.